Hello, future professionals. Welcome to day 24 of our top 100 coding question analysis. Today, we are challenged with the question to find the second largest number from the list. Now that we have got our problem statement defined, let's look at the logic to solve the problem. Let's assume we are given with the list containing the numbers 60, 70, 110, 130, 125, and we are asked to find the second largest number in the list. First, let's start by indexing the list. The index starts from 0 and goes on till n minus 1. Right? Next, we initialize two variables, that is high, which represents the highest number, and high 2, which represents the second highest number. We shall initialize each of them to minus 1. Then we start from the 0th index onwards and we compare the elements in the list with both high and high 2 variables. When we compare the elements with both high variables, there arises two conditions. That is, the first condition is that the element is greater than the highest number, and the second condition is that the element is lesser than the highest number but may be greater than the second highest number. Let me repeat, there arises two conditions. The first condition is that the element is greater than the highest number, and the second condition is that the element is lesser than the highest number but may be greater than the second highest number. So what do we do if it is the first condition? Let me write down the first condition. Condition 1 is that the element is greater than the highest number. Right? What do we do if this is the condition? There is also a second condition where the element is greater than the highest number. Element is less than the highest number, but element is greater than the second highest number. Right? If it is the first condition where the element is greater than the highest number, we change the highest number to the value of the element and also change the second highest value to the previous value of the highest number. That is, we change the second highest value to the current highest value and the highest value to the new highest value, that is nothing but the element. What if it is the second condition? We change the second highest value to the element value, right? These are the two conditions and these are the operations that we perform in each condition. Let me define another variable, that is element. So let's start from the 0th index, that is the element is 60. Now let's check for the first condition. Is the element greater than high? Is 60 greater than minus 1? Yes. So we change the value of high to high and high to the value of the element. Next, we check for the second condition. Is the element less than high? Is 60 less than 60? No. So we move on to the next element. We get the element as 70. Now we check for the first condition. Is the element greater than the high? Yes. So we change the value of high to high and high to the element's value. Now let's check the second condition. Is the element less than high? No. So we move on to the next element, that is 110. Now let's check for the first condition. Is the element greater than high? Yes. So we change the high to value to high and high value to the element's value. Now let's check for the second condition. Is the element less than high? No. Is 110 less than 110? No. So we move on to the next element, that is 130. Now we check for the first condition. Is the element greater than high? Yes. So we change high to value to high and high value to the element's value. Now we check for the second condition. Is the element less than high? Is 130 less than 130? No. So we move on to the next element. We get 125. Now let's check for the first condition. Is the element less than the high value? Yes. And is the element greater than the second highest value? Yes. So we change the second highest value, that is high 2, to 125. Now that we have reached the end of the list, we can finalize the second highest element, that is high 2, is 125. Now that we have understood the logic of the program and we have practiced it in our hands-on activity, let's implement it by coding our program. Let's first start by defining a function to get the user's input. I name the function getUserInput. Here, we get the length of the list from the user and use it to get the elements from the user and append those elements to the numbers list one by one. Now let's return the numbers list. Next, we shall define a function, the second largest number, which gets the numbers list as the parameter to find the second largest number. Here, we initialize two variables, high and high2 to -1 each, which represents the highest and the second highest values respectively. Next, we use a for loop to select each element from the list and compare it with both the high variables. First, we check if the element is greater than the highest number. If it is greater, we change the second highest value and the highest value to the highest and the element value respectively. Else, if the element is less than the highest value but greater than the second highest number, then we change the second highest number value to the element value. Next, we shall return second highest number. Now that we have defined all our functions, it's time we call those functions. Let me call the getUserInput function and store the return value in the numbers variable. Now, let me call the find second highest function by passing the numbers list as the argument. As we call the function from the print statement, we can directly output the second highest number. Now let's check for any errors or warning signals. We have no errors or warning signals, so let's run the program. The program is asking me the length of the list. Let me input the same list with which we practiced in our hands-on activity. The program gives me the output. The second highest number is 125. Thus, we have successfully completed our program. I hope you would have got the best out of this video. I recommend you subscribing our channel to get more such interesting videos. I also recommend you to like and share the video if you find it supportive and interesting.